Forget everything you thought you knew about crypto. Just 18 months ago, if you even whispered Solana Fund in a serious room, people would laugh you right out. Now the biggest financial minds are saying these things have a 95% chance of getting approved by the end of the year. Not just Solana, but XRP and Litecoin too. What the heck changed? We're talking about a flood, a literal dam bursting of new crypto funds hitting the market. We've seen more than 30 applications for these spot altcoin funds in just the first half of this year alone. That's more than Bitcoin saw in its entire first decade. And get this. The crown jewel of this Wild West gold rush just launched. Rex Osprey's Solana Staking Fund went live on July 2nd. This is huge because it's America's first publicly traded fund that actually pays you extra cash just for holding crypto. That's right, you get staking rewards. It's called SSK. On its first day, it pulled in about $12 million in new money with $33 million in trading. Not quite the gigantic numbers the biggest players like BlackRock get, but for something that was impossible under the old rules, that's a rock-solid start. A top financial expert even called it a healthy start. Now, you're probably wondering, how did Rex Osprey pull this off so fast? Everyone else is still stuck in line. Well, they used a super rare special rule called a 40-act structure. Think of it like this. While everyone else was waiting for the government to open the front door, Rex Osprey found a side door and just walked right through it. It's totally legal, but it's basically playing by a different set of rules to get around all the red tape. This SSK fund holds about 80% of its money in Solana, and get this, about half of that is actively staked, meaning it's earning you money. The rest is in other types of Solana crypto that also pay you rewards. It's paying out about 7% every year directly to investors. This fund is genuinely innovative. It lets regular folks like you get into crypto that pays you without dealing with all the complicated tech stuff. That's a real win for investors. But not everything happening out there is about serving you. Oh no. Canary Capital, another fund manager, filed for something called the Canary Penyu NFT Fund. Yes, you heard that right. It's a fund designed to hold Penyu tokens and those pudgy penguin digital pictures. If this thing gets approved, it would be the first U.S.-listed fund to hold digital pictures alongside cryptocurrencies. It plans to put up to 95% in Penyu tokens and 5 to 15% in those pudgy penguin NFTs. Let's take a second to appreciate the sheer craziness here. The Penyu token is just about 7 months old. It has almost no real-world uses other than being a collector's item. And get this, it's already down a whopping 90% from its peak earlier this year. Can you believe someone thought, you know what big investment firms really need? Regulated exposure to cartoon birds. Even the experts were totally confused, saying they had to Google what pudgy penguins even were. The truth about Canary Capital is they're not dumb. Their top investment guy used to work for a big firm. He knows exactly what he's doing. Filing for these funds is pretty cheap, maybe around $100,000 to do the paperwork, but the marketing value, it's massive. Every single filing creates headlines, social media buzz, and gives them first ever bragging rights. Canary has filed for 7 different crypto funds since the election. These guys aren't building an investment company, they're building a marketing department with official government approval. This Penyu filing perfectly shows what's wrong with this whole picture. It's not about helping you, it's about playing the rules and the news cycles for corporate gain. Now, while all that madness was going on, something even more significant happened. On July 1st, our main financial watchdog, the SEC, approved Grayscale's conversion of its big crypto fund into a spot fund. This was the first multi-asset crypto fund in American history. This Grayscale fund holds a mix of the biggest cryptocurrencies, around 80% Bitcoin, 11% Ethereum, 3% Solana, 5% XRP, and 1% Cardano. It manages nearly $750 million for investors. Experts said this could clear the way for individual funds for cryptos like XRP, Solana, and Litecoin. Their logic is sound. If the SEC says a mix, including Solana and XRP, is okay, how can they then say those specific coins are too dangerous on their own? But here's where the story gets really wild. Just one day after approving it, the SEC halted the conversion for review. Apparently, the top commissioners themselves were looking at the decision because it had been approved by staff, not by a full vote. This flip-flop perfectly captures the crazy swings happening right now. On one hand, staff are approving products at lightning speed that were unthinkable just a year and a half ago. On the other hand, the bosses are scrambling to keep some kind of control as their own staff give green lights faster than they can track them. It shows a real tension inside the SEC itself. The career staff, now feeling freer, are approving things at breakneck speed. The political appointees are still trying to figure out what their policy positions should be. It's not a smooth evolution, it's more like regulatory whiplash driven by politics. So, what's driving all this optimism and this stampede? Two big things: political changes and easier rules. The shift in leadership in Washington has clearly changed how these approvals happen, but there's also a technical reason. The SEC is apparently looking at an easier way to get crypto funds listed. Under this new system, fund issuers could skip a bunch of old paperwork entirely. They just submit a special form called an S1 and wait just 75 days. If the SEC doesn't object, the fund gets listed automatically. It's basically an automatic green light system unless something catastrophically bad happens. This hands-off strategy could definitely lead to some big problems later on, but the new SEC chairman seems okay with it, which is a bit concerning when you remember he voted to relax banking rules many years ago, a move some say helped cause the 2008 financial crisis. We'll learn more about that later. And of course, no crypto gold rush would be complete without some big names involved. Trump Media, the company behind Truth Social, has filed for not one, not two, but three separate crypto fund applications. The latest one is called the Truth Social Crypto Blue Chip Fund, aiming for 70% Bitcoin, 15% Ethereum, 8% Solana, 5% in Crypto.com Zone Coin, and 2% XRP. This is on top of their earlier filings for a Bitcoin-only fund and a Bitcoin-Ethereum mix. What's really happening here? Trump Media is basically licensing the Trump brand to Crypto.com for use in its fund marketing. Crypto.com handles all the tech and crypto, while Trump Media brings the brand recognition and political connections. It's the same way they've licensed everything from stakes to universities. Just slap the name on someone else's product and collect royalties. Trump Media says they want to give investors a way to put money into American companies that offer an alternative to woke funds. In other words, it's culture war investing. Buy our funds to own the libs. The timing is no accident either. Trump Media stock has been struggling, down over 40% this year, despite all the political buzz. So this crypto move makes perfect sense from a desperate company standpoint. Experts are skeptical these funds will make big money, but they do say the fact they're launching adds to the idea that crypto is becoming mainstream, and that matters. So here we are. Crypto speculation is becoming mainstream on Wall Street, faster than anyone thought possible. It's a bit unsettling to think that the same Wall Street machine that packaged bad loans into top-rated investments is now jamming joke coins into official investment products. The Rex Osprey Solana Fund with its staking rewards is genuinely new and beneficial. It offers investors a real way to earn money on crypto without the technical headaches. But the Punuk NFT Fund, or the Trump-branded basket of politically aligned tokens, these aren't really investment products. They're marketing stunts with fees. The bigger question is what all this approval means for the future of crypto itself. We're definitely going to see some crazy price action, but when big retirement funds can buy digital pictures of cartoon penguins through their regular brokerage accounts, you have to ask, has crypto truly been adopted or has it just been taken over? The staking part adds another layer to this. SSK passing on staking rewards is awesome. It means you don't have to deal with managing the tech. But it also means that big fund managers, not the people who actually own the crypto, are making important decisions about how the crypto networks run. If more staking funds launch and the SEC is open to Ethereum staking too, we could see huge parts of these crypto networks controlled by just a few big investment firms. BlackRock, one of the biggest, already controls massive parts of corporate America through its funds. Do we really want them controlling crypto networks too? The high approval odds we're seeing, 95% for major altcoins, show a regulatory environment that has swung from outright hostility to almost total surrender in record time. For years, the crypto world begged for clear rules. What we're getting now is closer to a political show. So where does this leave us? This altcoin fund gold rush is very real. Solana staking funds are already trading, funds holding a mix of big cryptos are almost here, and yes, exposure to digital pictures of cartoon penguins is apparently around the corner. The optimistic view is that having regulated access will drive adoption, make crypto legitimate, and ultimately help the whole system. More money flowing into crypto, even through these big investment firms, should theoretically help everyone who holds crypto. The pessimistic view, though, is that we're watching crypto's final surrender to the old financial system. When digital pictures of cartoon penguins can be packaged into official investment products, when presidential joke coins get fund wrappers, when earning big returns on crypto just becomes another big bank service, what exactly makes crypto different from any other gamble out there? The truth, as always, probably lies somewhere in the middle. Big money coming into crypto was always going to happen, and some of these products, especially the staking funds, genuinely help investors who want crypto but don't want the tech headaches. But the sheer number of applications, the political nature of many of these funds, and the speed of government approval all suggest a market driven more by people looking to make a quick buck than by careful development of crypto's future. One expert put it perfectly about the Cartoon Penguin Fund. The cheap paperwork explains why everyone is filing, but actually getting approved? That's a whole different story. Except it's increasingly looking like approval isn't a story at all. When the government is automatically saying yes, unless something is catastrophically bad, the bar for catastrophic becomes the only real filter. We're about to find out whether big money crypto adoption looks like sophisticated financial innovation or just another Wall Street bubble machine applied to a different asset class. For now, though, those digital penguins might just be telling us the answer. Keep your eyes on those October deadlines. If those experts are right about the 95% approval odds, the second half of this year is going to be incredibly interesting. The craziest outcome is probably the most likely. Welcome to the peak of big money crypto adoption. If you liked what you heard, smash that like button right now. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our videos, and hit that notification bell too. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.